Hello, welcome to my channel, Save Infinity. In this video, I just wanted to do a quick, timeless, collective reading from the Feminine Wisdom Oracle. So I do just want to make a quick note that although it is feminine wisdom, it doesn't matter about gender, as we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. The way I just like to look at it is that this is just advice in relation to the type of experiences and aspects and such that feminine energy can provide within us all. So, as always, take what resonates, leave the rest, use your own discernment. And I trust that if this message is finding you, then there's a message for you. All right, let's see what sort of wisdom would like to come out for you today. All right. Dear Spirit, God, Universe, angels, archangels, ascended masters, fairies, unicorns, dragons, please assist me with providing a message to the wonderful collective today. What messages of guidance would like to come out for the collective today? Whoa. I'll keep that one because that one came out different. But the rest was way too many. Oh. Oh, and then these two came out. Okay, let's go with those three. To start, I will just make a general note as well that the numbers 17, 36, and 20 have come out, just in case that's relevant for anyone, and these two numbers could combine together for an 8 and a 9 as well. So just in case those numbers are relevant to you at all. Okay, so card number 17, kindness, love in action. And the affirmation for this card as well is, I am worthy of my own kindness. So this card is, just a reminder to choose kindness for yourself and others. As kindness is a powerful energy that heals and nurtures our souls. You might be in a period of your life where certain challenges or obstacles may be occurring, or things just might be a little stressful or tumultuous, or just a lot of changes or what have you. So it may just be a really, really important time in your life to remember to choose kindness for yourself and others, but mostly for yourself, as you are, going through any periods of transition or change or overcoming obstacles, like reminding yourself that, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have flaws. We're all human. We're all learning. So, don't forget to be compassionate and gentle and kind towards yourself as you are to others. Be selfless towards yourself in the same way that you are lovingly selfless towards others. Nurturing your inner child and choosing to show yourself compassion and empathy on your journey, just as you would expect other people to be shown empathy and kindness and gentle consideration, you also deserve to show that same kindness towards yourself. And the more kindness that you are able to show to yourself really also opens up that greater channel of loving energy to flow through you, to be able to be manifested into your outer reality as well. So it's really an all-encompassing type energy, and such an important action to take and show that kindness to ourselves, as it really can be so beneficial in all aspects of our life. Okay, so the next card, number 36, direction, movement towards desires, guidance. So the affirmation for this card as well is, the path that scares me the most is the one I need to take. Okay, so this card is like calling out for you to have a focus on the direction you're wanting to take in your life. You know, we are living in this like sea of infinity of experiences. So really honing in on that direction and that path that you're wanting to take, rather than getting lost and confused amongst, you know, the weaving pathways that can appear for us, and focusing in on that path you do want, and following, you know, the guided way, following the yellow brick road towards your greater purpose and desires. And so, you know, if you are feeling a little lost or a little unsure of what path you are meant to be taking, really try to hone in on the direction of your soul and your own inner guidance and desires, you know, what feels right to you, and really confidently honing in on that and trusting yourself, trusting those inner nudges, trusting that those desires or ideas of inspiration and what have you are coming to you for a reason. You know, really following those guiding lights, to, you know, or following the flowers to really help show you the way and the direction, and giving you that guidance of the direction your soul is calling you to take. So, you know, just remembering that, you know, at times, you know, in order to really follow that path, as we are, you know, living in this sea of infinity with so many infinite pathways to take, that to really be set on your path and to, you know, abundantly and, you know, successfully and positively be able to move forward along your path, really requires, you know, focus, patience, and consistency in what, you know, you are focusing on, the direction you are taking, the actions you are taking, the thoughts you are having, and, you know, the feelings you are feeling. Really having patience and consistency with that for yourself, and knowing that, you know, each little step is taking you closer and closer. You don't need to do it all in one giant leap. Have patience with yourself and trust that the power of consistency is what is going to really take you there, and really help, you know, really help formulate and triangulate you into that direction that you're meant to be moving and are being guided and called towards. And I'm also really drawn to the mountains in the background here, and, you know, there's a couple in this card as well. So, you know, you may live around some mountains, or there may be an important place you're being called to go that involves mountains, or, you know, or it's just a really important kind of message here for calling you that, you know, that kingdom awaits you, and to keep your eyes set on those mountains, no matter how far away they may seem, as each little step brings you closer and closer. You know, and we all are infinite eternal beings, so just keep that vision in mind, and don't worry so much about the aspects of time and those sort of illusionary aspects, and just take the small steps that feel right to you, and, you know, you will get there in divine timing at the right time. You know, and so wonderfully from the message that we were just talking about with this card here, card number 20 is consistency, confidently repeating the patterns. So a really strong message here from Spirit, especially with, as I was saying, you know, the mountains in the background being linked in both cards, that there's a really strong, important guided message regarding consistency coming out here for you today. And so the affirmation for this card is, I owe it to myself to stay consistent. Okay, so I feel like this card's, you know, really calling to you as a reminder that now is not the time to give up. You know, it's the perfect time to keep going. So you may be experiencing or feeling currently just, you know, a few energies and thoughts, maybe, you know, around like doubting yourself or your vision, you know, feeling like maybe you haven't done enough and there's no point, or you aren't seeing the results. You know, just some of those sort of thoughts and energies that can come up on our life's journey, but to not give too much too much focus or power to those sort of thoughts, and instead staying in a consistent mind frame and energy where you keep taking those little steps confidently and repeatedly, so that eventually those steps, create a pattern for a new programming of your mind and life, essentially. It's kind of like you're going through this phase of reprogramming your reality, in whatever way that may look and feel to you, really bringing this vision into life for yourself is like a brand new reprogramming of the way you go about and do things. And so, part of that really requires consistency in order to, not fall back into old negative coping mechanisms or habits. And it obviously is okay to do so. None of us are perfect. We all have our up and down moments, and, we take one step back, but then two steps forward. Like that's okay as well. Like, don't become overwhelmed or consumed by those energies that they completely drag and draw you down. It's okay to sway into them a little bit, but then with confidence really bounce back into that consistency of really knowing, that direction you're heading, and just consistently taking those steps and kind of swaying, the doubts and the fears and what have you that come up surrounding it, alchemizing your way through that and transmuting it to be able to keep taking those consistent steps to eventually get to your newfound vision. So not giving up on what you want the most, what you desire, what you see and feel and believe for yourself, because in a sense that would be like a betrayal to yourself. You deserve to have the vision you seek manifested into your reality. You absolutely do. And this universe is here to provide for us. We are one with the universe, and the universe wants you to be happy and fulfilled and abundant. So really taking on that co-creative role with the universe and God and your spirit team to bring these visions into life for yourself, because it's what you deserve. So so showing up for yourself, investing your time and repeating the same good patterns and new habits and actions that you've picked up, and doing them until it just becomes a second nature and just a really core being of who and what you are. Dedication is the key. Feelings of like imposter syndrome or what have you may pop up, but that doesn't mean it's true. You're not an imposter. You're magical and abundant and amazing, and you really can have all those things that you desire and are envisioning for yourself. Those desires and visions exist for a reason, and your soul deserves to express and experience itself and life in the way that it is so soul entrenched and deeply craving. Because in a sense, as we all are one and are all fractals and aspects of source energy and God consciousness, those soul desires of yours are an aspect of the greater desire of source energy and God consciousness itself. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with following that and wanting that and achieving that. That is exactly what your soul wants, what the universe wants, and fundamentally, what you want as well. So just being confident in that and being consistent with that, because you absolutely do deserve that. So just to sum it all up here, the messages from these cards, I feel like it's such a beautiful, wonderful, encouraging message here today that, you really have, done a lot to be able to step up into feeling and, beckoning that call within you, that deep soul calling for a greater vision and a greater life experience and purpose. And, with the kindness card coming up here, you may be currently going through an aspect of transmuting and alchemizing some of those lower and denser frequencies and energies, you know, regarding like fear and doubt and, you know, imposter syndrome and what have you. But that doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong or that you're on the wrong path. It's just all part of the process. And so, you know, I feel like the universe is really, really guiding and calling to tell you here that your vision is important and it is absolutely there waiting for you. You just need to keep staying strong, staying confident, and keep being consistent in moving towards your desires and following that inner guidance that has been, you know, so fundamental in getting you to where you are today. You know, keep taking those steps. You're doing an amazing, wonderful job, and you've been doing so well. So just keep it up and keep doing it, and soon you will reap the benefits of all the rewards that are waiting for you for all that hard work that you have been putting in. You know, it's not all for nothing. You know, every action, thought, step, you know, moment affects everything else in some way. So all those little steps you are taking and doing are all adding up and are all building and building and building this energy to finally really explode and manifest into your reality for you. You know, the whole aspect of reprogramming your mind or life is not always an easy one or an easy task. So really just being kind to yourself, being confident and consistent. You are on the right path. Keep moving towards your desires and following that guidance. Like, you have got this. Spirit is here today to tell you that you've got this. You're on the right path, and just keep doing what you're doing. The universe, God, you know, your spirit team are so proud of you, have so much unconditional love for you, and you are always guided and supported, even if that is hard to see, you know, in this illusionary matrix reality we find ourselves in. That support and loving guidance is always there. All right, keep up the great work. And I can't wait for all these, you know, magical, wondrous manifestations to come your way, as you were truly so deserving. All right, I might leave that message here for today, sending you so much peace, love, light, and blessings as always. I hope you have a fantastic day and a wonderful life journey. Bye.